Welcome back to the Scrapyard Guys, Raj Tronic here, and we are going to look at some more The Witcher Monster Slayer today. I thought it might be a good idea to do a little bit of a guide for newer players. I know the game is not released just quite yet, but there are a lot of players playing it, and I know in the coming weeks, probably around when RicherCon happens, we will see a release date. And that's the general theory. So I thought I'd get a guide out there in advance, let people know what they should be working on. If you're like me, you want to know what to spend your time and resources on, because time is valuable. You don't want to waste your time on certain things. Some people like figuring it out themselves. That's fine. I'm just hoping I can pass on some of the information that I've learned over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to put a big caveat here and say I'm not an expert at this game, but these are the things that I wish I knew when I started playing the game. To help me just get a little bit further, more gold, more experience, etc, etc. Alright, let's get into it. The number one thing I would recommend people do is add friends. How you do this is you have a 12-digit code, I think it's 12-digit code, that you can share with other people, or you can find their 12-digit codes and add them. Now I'm going to leave some resources down below. The Reddit and the Discord both have a thread, both have two separate threads with people throwing their digit codes in there. Go add all those people. The benefit to this is you get packs in The Witcher that you can send to one another. These packs contain everything from crafting resources to oils to potions, all sorts of weird and wonderful things that you're going to need and will be a huge benefit to you every day as you log on. There's a good chance you're going to have whatever number, X number of people have going to send you some packs, so you won't have to go out and hunt down all the resources all of the time. And it's just a nice thing to do for other people. Monsters drop these packs and you can't open them yourself, so you may as well send them to somebody. The more friends you have, the more stuff you're going to get. That's the logic I go by. I don't know what the friend limit is in the game. I haven't hit it yet. I'm going to leave my friend code below, so feel free to add me if you want. And yeah, I think it's a great starting point if you want to get lots of resources. Tip number 2 is resources quickly fill up your inventory. You'll very quickly run out of inventory space. Trust me. Then it comes to be a case of, well, what do I get rid of? What can I keep? What can I throw away? Because like with a lot of these games, you don't know what resource is important at the start of the game. You're like, this could be a crucial piece of a crafting recipe, or this could be just garbage. So I've got your back here. So we're going to go through what is important and what is not important. The really common ingredients that you can afford to throw away is probably where we want to start. And one of those is the bundle of herbs. You will find this lying around on the ground as you're walking around in the world. You should get a lot of this, and you will also get it sent to you by your friends. So if you need to create space, don't be afraid to throw away 10 or 20 of this. This also goes for powdered monster tissue. This stuff is... every monster drops this. So if, again, you probably will end up like me, you have 50-60 stacks of powdered monster tissue, don't be afraid to throw away 20 or 30 of it. Fight the next monster. You might get some other stuff. The other slightly rarer resources that you might come across, such as your relic remains, roots, insectoid remains, hybrid remains, it really depends on what kind of monsters are in your area. You will get them less frequently, but you'll still have, if you're like me, if you're playing for any considerable period of time, you'll still have 5 to 10 of them in your inventory. You don't need 5 to 10 of them in your inventory. They're only used to craft some of the rarer bombs and potions. Those bombs and potions take 45 minutes, an hour sometimes, and sometimes it's hard enough to get the resources just to craft them. So at a pinch, if you really need to, don't be afraid. If you've got 10 of one of those particular resources, don't be afraid to throw away, up to 5 of them if you really need to get rid of stuff. Tip number 3 is do not waste resources on fighting anything above a medium difficulty enemy. You'll see enemies out in the world, they'll have 1 skull or 2 skulls above them. At the beginning, you are wasting your time spending resources, spending oil, spending bombs, spending potions, killing these things. Just learn the combat system first. Fight the common enemies. You can technically, if you're very, very good, kill a lot of enemies without spending any resources. When you have your block down, when you have your crits down properly, you can do it. It is theoretically possible, and the higher level you get, the easier that becomes. But at the beginning, it's not worth it. You get the same XP for killing a medium difficulty enemy, you still get 100 XP for killing a medium enemy as you do for killing a common enemy, so or a easy enemy. So don't spend your resources trying to like hunt down the hardest monsters and killing them. There's not a massive advantage to doing so, and you're just throwing away resources for the monster that you may eventually come across that you really want to kill, a particular rare one or something like that. Tip number 4 is take your time in combat. Combat is one of those things that you will get good at very quickly, but it's good to know early in the game that you can basically block a lot of damage, especially with the lowest difficulty enemies. You can block a lot of damage and you won't die. You can actually take some hits and you won't die. Learn the patterns of the enemies. Generally they only have 2 attacks, so either they're susceptible to light attacks or heavy attacks. Focus on one or the other. There's no point in combining them. Focus on getting the crit meter up to the top. Focus on getting your crit damage in. Focus on getting your perfect parries, because that's how you're going to get XP faster. This leads me to tip number 5, is that to level up quickly, make sure you're getting at least 150 XP per enemy. That requires you to kill the enemy. That requires you to get 1 perfect parry and 1 perfect crit. Once you've got both of those, hack the monster to death. If you don't have one or the other, take your time, make sure you get it, block some damage, because you will rank up so much quicker if you're getting that extra 50 XP every single monster. They don't stack, so perfect parrying twice or perfect critting twice does not get you an extra bonus 50 XP. You can also get bonus XP for killing the monster very quickly or applying the perfect oil. However, killing quickly is tough. Applying the perfect oil requires you to spend resources, and generally it's not worth doing that just for the extra 30 XP or something. Alright, that's been my 5 tips for beginners. Thank you so much to the people in the Discord and Reddit who gave me some suggestions. Again, I don't pretend to be an expert at this game. I'm sure there are people out there who are telling me and shouting at this video saying there's more you need to tell about this. If you have any additional suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Again, drop them in the Discord, drop them in the Reddit, DM me privately if you want, send me a message on Twitter. I'm happy to make another video if there's other stuff. I hope to make a video on tips around like the mid game where I am, so stuff that you need to know beyond the early game stuff. I hope you found this helpful. As always, let me know in the comments below if it was, if it wasn't, if there's things that I should know that I forgot about or were wrong about. I really appreciate it. I'm still learning the game. I really like it. I'm enjoying it so far. Hopefully they continue to support it and add more. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you have the time, feel free to check out the other videos you might see on screen right now. Also, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe if you want to see more good content like this. That good content may not be that good.